Bright and early this morning at Iowa, they couldn't wait for this party to start. They know there is nothing like a fall football weekend, and here in the heartland, the heart of the sport beats stronger than ever. Today, the newest Big Ten power arrives, looking to cement its supremacy with another conference crown in its sights. But the hometown Hawkeyes have lofty goals of their own. And in an atmosphere like this, they will fight, fight, fight for Iowa. The path to the playoff continues for one of these two teams later today. But first, it's Big Noon Kickoff, live from Iowa City, and it starts right now.
Is there any other place you'd rather be? Let's go! You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings. Give me my theme music. Walking away from
Big Noon Kickoff, sponsored by Wendy's new chicken tendies and their powerhouse of sauces. What a scene in Iowa City. Chilly, rain may be on the way here, but the Hawkeyes have a chance to heat up the playoff race with a 5-alarm upset of Oregon. And here comes Herky with Mark.
Mark always arrives in style.
Look at him.
There he is.
Yeah.
He might have taken it.
I thought he was going bare-chested under the bib, no?
Yes, sir. We in the building. Me and my boy Herc. Y'all know what it is.
It looks like they're taking a pit stop at the airliner.
What'd you say, Coach?
Let's go! Me and my boy Herky in the building. Iowa, what's going on? Yes, sir. Let's go, Hawks. Let's go, Hawks. Let's go, Hawks. Let's go, Hawks. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
You know your boy in the building. You know your boy in the building. You know your boy in the building. Let's go, Hawks. 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 Love y'all. Let's go.
Hey, I see. Dewey God. Dewey God.
The Dewey guy back again on national TV. You feel me?
That might have been your best entrance you've ever done on the show.
Hey, on the fire truck, the fireman coming.
Taco?
Huh?
Yeah,
no taco meat today. Man. No taco meat today. Too cold for that. Hey, man, I love y'all, man. Let's go. Y'all don't know, man. I took an official visit here. Almost came, man.
You said you said you loved it.
I did love it. I love the people, and the people love me.
That's true.
You feel me? I always been trying to come back to Iowa City.
Good morning from the University of Iowa. Hold on a second. I appreciate all the people right here behind us, but I see those folks on the steps way, way back there. Good morning to you as well. Look at them out there. What a great crowd. Welcome to Big Noon Kickoff. Rob Stone, Brady Quinn. Perhaps you've met my friend Mark Ingram already. Matt Leinart over there, three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer as well. Thank you, Iowa. Thank you for showing up. No. Don't boo, Urban. You guys have never beaten Urban has never beaten Iowa. You're 1-0 against Urban. You're all right.
That's some misinformation, Rob.
Yeah, why are you lying?
That's
1-0 against Urban Meyer. Sorry,
it was a bad one.
I want them on my side. I already got you. All right, the first of 5 college football playoff rankings were revealed earlier this week, and 4 teams look right now to be a cut above the rest.
The number 1 team in the country, the defending champs, the Ohio State Buckeyes. With 2 wins over current top 25 teams, the longest winning streak in the FBS.
Jeremiah Smith, touchdown, Buckeyes.
And have the number 1 scoring defense.
Ohio State's defense denies.
Indiana Hoosiers, ranked number 2. They also have 2 wins over current top 25 teams. They are the only FBS team with a top 3 scoring offense and defense.
Touchdown, Hoosiers, just like that.
Texas A&M Aggies, number 3 ranked. They are the only undefeated team in the SEC.
Touchdown, Aggies!
And have a high-scoring offense and a dominating pass rush. Alabama Crimson Tide, number 4 ranked. They are the only team in the country with 4 wins over current top 25 teams.
Touchdown, Alabama! What a pass from Ty Simpson.
And have won 7 straight games, outscoring their opponents by 20-plus points during that streak. These are your top 4 teams in college football.
So Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Bama currently looking at first-round byes. A pair of SEC teams lurking just below in Georgia and Ole Miss. And after an 0-2 start, Notre Dame has climbed their way back into the conversation. In last year's opening bracket, it was Oregon as a no-brainer number 1. You eye this top 25, and you feel like the committee really got things right. Coach, you look at it, and one buzzword jumped out to you.
Yeah, parity in college football. Brady, I never saw this happening. I thought with the NIL and the playoff, I thought the rich would get richer and the poor would get poorer. That's not what happened. How about this? Out with the old. Clemson, LSU, Penn State, Florida, Florida State, and the Wolverines. Out. In with the new. Indiana, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, Utah, Virginia, Vandy, Georgia Tech, and Memphis all have a shot at the college football playoff. I wish the playoff was around when I was coaching.
And forgot Iowa. Yeah.
And Iowa.
All right. Coach, no. He didn't believe that when he said that. He didn't believe that when he said that.
Yeah, for me, what stood out to me was the Big 12. The Big 12 always talk about they don't get no love, and they got love. They got some respect put on their name in these initial rankings. 3 teams in the top 13, the 7th-ranked team, the 8th-ranked team, which sets up a big showdown between BYU and Texas Tech. And really, regardless of that outcome, the loser, the Big 12 looks to get 2 teams into the playoff, which finally, the Big 12 has some respect put on their name. We'll see what they do with it.
Well, I think it's interesting. Well, my takeaway was really, it's an eye test for the committee right now. It's not based on resume. You could make the case that Indiana's got a better resume than Ohio State if you want to talk about the number 1 team. They have a great win versus Oregon. They beat Illinois, a common opponent, by much more. They got a good win versus these Iowa Hawkeyes. And then you look at a team like my alma mater, Notre Dame. They're 8 spots ahead of Miami, a team they lost to. So you look at that and you ask yourself, like, why is Tennessee ranked right now? They've been 1 team with the winning record. Mizzou, 1 team with the winning record. It seems to be more of an eye test right now than actually look at what some of these teams have accomplished. I'm hoping that changes as things move forward, even though I would say Notre Dame's playing much better football right now than Miami is, obviously.
For me, it's the Big Ten, and do they have a shot of maybe getting a 4-team in? We know the top 3 teams in the top 10, and then there's a cluster of teams at the bottom half. SC had a win last night against Northwestern. You have number 20, Iowa, Michigan, Washington, and I think it just sets up for an incredible November because all of these teams play each other. Oregon has to go on the road to Washington. You have the game, Michigan, Ohio State, and I mentioned Oregon. They might have the most difficult stretch of any team in the Big Ten, and that starts today at Iowa. And Coach, you talk about the word parity. Why can't the Iowa Hawkeyes make a run to get to the college football playoff? Why not?
Why not, Matt?
Hey, they got one of the best defenses in the country. They got a quarterback who figures out how to run the football. Why not the Iowa Hawkeyes making a run?
Sounds like he's going to pick him later.
And an amazing home field advantage with this crowd behind them later today. Good Hands Report is sponsored by Allstate, celebrating 20 years of the Allstate Good Hands Nets program. We welcome in the Bear, Chris Felica. Bear, Texas is the program that intrigues you sitting at number 11. Why?
They really do. You look at the rankings and where they are right now at 11, ahead of Oklahoma like they should be. They already have a top 15 win over Vandy. They have a top 15 win over Oklahoma. They played number 1 Ohio State on the road to open the year. If the committee is serious about straight the schedule and non-conference scheduling, I think Texas is going to get in if they go 9-3. Think about what that means. If Texas goes 9-3, that either means A, they win next week on the road at Athens, Georgia, and beat the Bulldogs, or they beat a potentially undefeated Texas A&M team at the end of the year. I know it sounds crazy to think that a 9-3 team would be in the playoff, but I think that resume with Texas 9-3, I think they have a great chance of getting in.
Not a lot of Texas lovers here at Iowa this morning. Our friend Dave Portnoy could not be here today, as he and the Barstool College football crew are on location at the Georgia-Mississippi State matchup. We welcome in Dave live from Starkville. They're sending you their best wishes. Dave, what was your first take on the first set of rankings?
Were they just booing me, Rob? What is going on? I'm the biggest Caitlin Clark fan in the world. They're booing me in Iowa? That's disgusting. I didn't have much of a take on it. Obviously, the ACC is in trouble, rightfully so, but a bunch of the guys have said it. That's what makes this playoff so great. It's all going to unfold over the next month or two. There's going to be knockout games. This isn't the old system where a lot of teams are eliminated. Anybody is in the hunt. I mean, I'm looking down that list. I see a certain team in Ann Arbor, Maize and Blue. They went out. They'll be in the playoffs. So that's the beauty of college football right now. It's wide open. It was pretty formful. I had no problems with it. I'm excited to see what the next month brings.
The obligatory Michigan love note from Dave. Thanks, Dave. We'll check in with you guys a little bit later. A trio of games here on Fox. It starts with number 2, Indiana at Penn State. That one at noon. Then Iowa State travels to the fort to take on TCU and Josh Hoover. UCLA hosts Nebraska in a Big Ten nightcap live from the Rose Bowl. There's only one head coach in Indiana history to lead the Hoosiers to back-to-back 9-0 starts. Good morning, Coach Signetti. It is that man. We'll hear a lot more from him coming up later here on Big Noon Kickoff. Fan Cam sponsored by Coca-Cola. Fan work is thirsty work. At 4-1 in Big Ten action, the Hawkeyes off to their best start to conference play in a decade. They'll look to push it to 5-1 with their first ranked win of the season later today. For more on what's coming up, here's our Gus Johnson.
Still to come on Big Noon Kickoff from the home of the Hawkeyes. Tom Rinaldi with Indiana's transformational head coach, Curt Cignetti.
A lot of people are probably really amazed by our progress in this short amount of time.
The fiery leader of the Oregon Ducks, Dan Lanning, live on set.
Blocking the wrong guy, but he's blocking his ass off.
Iowa star and NFL Pro Bowler, Desmond King. And another former Hawkeye, WWE legend, Big E.
Iowa Hawkeyes feel the power!
As Big Noon Kickoff continues from Iowa City.
Later today, it'll be the 27th consecutive home sellout here in Iowa. Last night, Group of 6 playoff invite, for now at least. Memphis hosted Tulane. Pick this one up second quarter. Tulane up 7, make it up 14. Jake Retzlaff, 54-yard strike. He threw for 332 and 3 touchdowns. Memphis within 6, 4th and 8 late. Arrington Maiden going deep. Cortez Graham can't make it. Memphis falls to 8-2. 4-2 in conference play. Out west, number 19 USC hosting Northwestern. Tie game. Jaden Mayava, 6-yard touchdown run. Trojans up 14-7, and they would not look back. Third quarter, up 21-14. Mayava threw for 299. A couple touchdowns as well. Trojans remain unbeaten at home. Good win, though, for Iowa fans. Hawkeyes at SC next Saturday. And Team Big Noon Kickoff Headed back to Chicago and the friendly confines of Wrigley Field next Saturday as Apple Ballpark hosts number 21 Michigan and Northwestern. Time now for a fan-submitted edition of Quarterback and Forth, sponsored by Wendy's. Snap into your mornings with Wendy's breakfast as we send it down to Matt and Brady.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. And Brady, I know this place is absolutely bananas.
We're hyped up on corn and Busch Light.
The coaching volatility this year is unprecedented. How do some of these big-name coaches getting fired impact recruiting and potentially the future of their programs?
Well, it's interesting. October 7th of this year, the rule changed. It used to be when a coach got fired, there's an immediate 30-day window open for players to transfer. That's not the case anymore. In fact, they have to hire a new head coach, or they have to wait until that transfer portal window. But once they hire a head coach, then they have a 15-day period that opens up, and then there's a 5-day period for them to actually hit the transfer portal at that point in time. So it's changed a little bit where I don't think we're going to see quite as much movement during the season as we've seen in the past.
I also think just recruiting in general, players commit to coaches, right? They commit to the relationships, not necessarily the school, so it creates a lot more instability. And then just coaches are always trying to create culture. You're at a program for a long time, you create that culture the way you want things done. They leave, now you're essentially pressing the reset button. So.
No doubt about it. Hey, give me a chaotic moment for today we can expect.
Okay, so a chaotic moment. It's November, and Deuce, cover your ears, because I think LSU going on the road to Tuscaloosa might have a chance to pull off the upset. Listen, they're a dangerous football team. They really have nothing to play for at this point, and we saw what UCLA was able to do when they fired that coaching staff. Brian Kelly, that staff is gone. It's probably a sigh of relief over there in Baton Rouge. Keep an eye on that game later today.
They call that a dead cat bounce back. I'm going to stay with you in the SEC. How about this? Hugh Freeze, he's going to hit a hole-in-one today because if he's not coaching, he loves golfing. But also Auburn. There's going to be a chance that Auburn upsets Vandy. They lost versus Texas. Look, this is a top defense. DJ Durkin, their interim head coach, he knows what he's doing. Ashton Daniels gets a second start. True dual threat quarterback. Look out for Auburn to potentially knock out Vandy, their chance of getting the college football playoff.
Chaos in the SEC today.
Chaos
in the SEC today.
That's right. Rob, back to you.
Hey, I second that upset call, Brady. Heisman hopeful Fernando Mendoza off the bus. He leads the country with 29 total touchdowns this campaign. He'll get a chance to add to that total today against a struggling Penn State D later today here on Fox. And Modelo is here with us in Iowa City looking for some full-time fans. Wave those flags.
Here we go.
Still to come. Oh, he's back. WWE great, former Iowa player Big E and Herky. Come on, Big E. Come on, Big E. Herky won that one.
Oh, no.
The upsets have begun this Saturday. Plenty more of those two from Iowa City. And there he is, Iowa, Dan Lanning. One of the most colorful, respected coaches in the country. Coming up next,
love it.
The Oregon Ducks head man, brave enough to join us live on set. Fox Big Noon Kickoff is sponsored by Allstate, you're in good hands, and by Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Please drink responsibly. Iowa, what a heritage of producing next-level tight ends. Dallas Clark, George Kittle, T.J. Hawkinson, Sam Laporta, and there's one more Hawkeye tight end who has carried on that legacy. Noah Fant of the Bengals joining us live right now as we take you south to Starkville. And the Barstool College football crew on location at Mississippi State. Here's Casey Smith.
Thank you guys so much. We're here in Starkville, Mississippi, the Barstool College football show. Guys, there are thousands of people here ringing cowbells. It's been an awesome morning, Dave. The Barstool College football show here, the guys there, but we're going to talk about this game that's here. Georgia at Mississippi State. Georgia obviously has been rolling. Mississippi State, though, keeps these games close. How do you feel about this matchup?
Listen, Mississippi State has been one of the sparkier teams in the entire country this year, playing everybody tough, taking everybody to the fourth quarter. I don't think this Georgia team is the same Georgia team people think about, national champions, all that. I think Mississippi State not only can take this game to the fourth quarter, I think they can win it outright. I'm taking the Bulldogs.
And again, boys, these cowbells are loud. Dan, when you look at the SEC, a lot of these teams, they play close every single week. There's not a whole lot of separation. Mississippi State has been hanging around. They get their first SEC win last week. Do you think they can keep it rolling?
Yeah, everyone's kind of smushed together in the SEC, and like Dave said, Georgia is not the old Georgia. They're still a very good team. They could win the national championship, but they're not going to do it in the way they used to do it, where they would just absolutely crush opponents. And that's the defense. The defensive line is not what Georgia defensive line is usually. And Mississippi State, the arrow's pointing up. Every single game they're fighting. Yes, they've lost some heartbreakers, but they've been in every single game, and I think they'll be in this game today.
Brandon, I assume I know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
Well, Casey, here in Starkville, Mississippi, I am completely unbiased. I look at this team, I look at Georgia, I look at Mississippi State. On paper, my goodness, what a matchup. Mississippi State has been fighting and clawing and scratching, and Georgia's just been kind of winning games at the end. But not today. Not here at Mississippi State. Not against these Bulldogs. Jeff Levy is building something and needs a huge win. And here it is, right there in that stadium. Here's the opportunity we've been waiting for. They've been waiting for.
Absolutely. And all these people here are so excited about Jeff Levy. We've seen what he's doing. We got to talk about another game in the SEC. We've got to talk Texas A&M at Missouri. Missouri with a backup quarterback, Bo Pribula, got hurt. I'm an Aggie. I'm going to take the Aggies. I love this team. The only undefeated team in the SEC. Dave, what do you think?
So I picked A&M every single week this season, so I've been on A&M. The quarterback is unbelievable. I'm not a believer in Missouri, especially without the quarterback. I think A&M continues to roll. Eventually they're going to get the respect that they deserve. And they're giving me cowbells for A&M. I don't know why.
I'll take it.
I'll take A&M.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Okay, Dan, what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, Mizzou, when you lose Bo Pribula, it's not like he was lighting the world on fire, but his running ability added an element to Mizzou's offense, and obviously they have a great running game. I just don't think they're going to have enough. Texas A&M, their team speed, their defense. Texas A&M might be the exception to the rest of the SEC when you're talking about everyone being, smushed together. Texas A&M might be that team that has kind of separated themselves at the top.
Great coach.
So I'm going to take Texas A&M.
Well, and Brandon, I was going to say, as somebody who has a new coach of a couple of years, Mike Elko has also changed the program at A&M. Do you see them taking over the November curse? Because that always happens with A&M, but not under this man.
Well, I think the schedule has broken exactly right for him. I think Missouri with a backup quarterback, everything is going right for A&M. I think it continues today. You never, ever bet against an ag school in maroon. Don't do it. That is the kind of team you do not want to mess with in November.
And I said, we're here in Starkville. The bells are ringing. But I think A&M's going to win this game. Is there anything else that stands out to you guys today of college football landscape? Anything?
I mean, you want me to do my whole card? I got Boston College.
Texas Tech BYU is a massive game. I think the Big 12 consistently is disrespected. I know we're an SEC country. Sometimes the SEC walks around like their poop don't stink. Well, the Big 12 can play with this conference.
And shout out to the people in Iowa City. Iowa beats Oregon today.
Yeah, and also West Virginia minus 6.5.
One more time for the bells for Big Noon Kickoff. Rob, back to you.
Yeah, we hear those cowbells all the way out here. Thanks, guys. We'll hear more from Dave and Big Cat a little bit later. But right here in Iowa, fans hoping to make things challenging for one of the most excitable, colorful, and successful coaches in the country, Oregon's Dan Lanning.
I think Oregon spent close to $40 million last year alone. They're spending a lot of money.
It never requires extra motivation for an opportunity to go out and kick ass.
Turn this TV off. Ain't with my type activities, and don't you get involved. Hey.
It never hurts when somebody pours gasoline on the fire.
The Cinderella story is over, man. They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins.
Can't eat an elephant in one bite, right? It takes one day at a time.
This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played on the grass.
I'm not using ChatGPT on my sideline. It wouldn't matter if I was playing my 10-year-old son on the other sideline. I'm going to do everything I can to win. I'm really proud of that play. He's blocking the wrong guy, but he's blocking his ass off.
110,000 people all wearing white. It looks like a white canvas to me. And we're about to go paint our masterpiece. These guys fight every day. I'm crazy proud of them.
Hey, Iowa, welcome Oregon head coach Dan Lanning into enemy territory. Brave human being. Thank you, Coach, man.
Great to be back in the Midwest, man.
Yeah, you know what the great Reggie Jackson said?
What's that?
They don't boo nobody.
Yeah.
You would know here, right, Coach? You would know.
Coach, I got to ask you, man, you always clean. Oregon always steps out fresh. The shoes, man.
You like the
They
shoe
fresh
game?
to death, man. Tell me about them.
So my good friend Ali, he is a T-cell cancer survivor. He's 10 years old. At Dornbecker Hospital, they partner with Nike, and they create shoes right? These guys, they raised over $40 million for Dornbecker Hospital. It's an unbelievable cause. He wants to be a chef someday. You can see he's got the fork and the spoon in there. Nice. He's got some cool accessories. So shout out to Ollie. Wanted to rock these today.
Great touch.
I know about the Dornbachers.
Dorns,
they clean.
Yeah, man. Stop out cancer.
Hey, Coach, great to see you. The 3 titles we won, every time we won one, we had a reset. We had a loss. Early in the year, you lost to Indiana. I remember those teams, when you had that loss, more urgency, the locker room came together. They played with an edge. Are you feeling that with your team right now?
I feel the edge. I feel the edge. And you said it's hard to go unscathed in college football. And ultimately, in losses, you can learn a lot about your team. We learned a lot in that Indiana game, played a great team. They're really good, but we've been improving every single week as well. So I'm excited about that growth.
Coach, I would have, watching that video, man, I would have run through a brick wall for you. It would have been fun to play for you, that's for sure.
We got room for you?
Yeah, hold on, man. I'm a little old these days. The coaching volatility, I know you've talked about it a lot, but the firings, the buyouts, what are your overall thoughts on the coaching landscape right now?
We are so blessed to be in this profession. I know everybody's wondering if Urban's going to come back and coach again.
We are too. We don't
You're
know.
Wondering?
Coach.
No, he likes golf too much right now. No, I mean, it's a great profession, and there's good and bad, but we know what we signed up for. I'm lucky to be in a place where I know that I'm home, and I've got unbelievable support, great players that I get to coach. Very similar to an atmosphere like this where our fans love our program. Really lucky to be a part of that.
Coach, I got to talk to you about the game. Sorry about my get-up. You know, I still love you. You know what I mean?
You look good in green,
The energy is crazy here in Iowa City.
Got good juice.
Yeah. The Hawkeyes are tough. What's the message? What's the keys to victory today for the Ducks?
Well, this is a tough team, and they're strong in all 3 phases. Coach Ferentz is a legend. You hope you get to have a career like him. You look what he does in special teams, how they play defense with Coach Parker, how they run the ball. It's going to be about controlling the line of scrimmage. It's going to be about making sure you take care of the ball, and special teams play will be really big today. Sure, thanks.
Coach, there's no one better in the country than you at creating bullets, pulling out bulletin board material, and creating a motivational message for your team. What was your message for your well-funded team this week?
Hey, go play your game, right? Hey, I love, you love playing in Autzen Stadium. You love playing in front of a home crowd, but going into a hostile environment, there's nothing better. You guys as players and coaches know that. There's nothing better than going to somebody else's place and trying to make it quiet.
Yes, sir. I feel like you got something a little bit in the locker room before the game, though.
It's a pink locker room. Excited about that.
Did the pink impact you at all?
I told the players this week before we went out there, I said, hey, guys, just so you know, the locker room's pink. Everybody good? Everybody good?
Everybody good?
You want me to paint it? No? All right.
No, we're good. Hey, it takes a certain cut of an individual to show up in enemy territory and join us live during the game day here. So, Coach Lanning, we really do appreciate it. Big E's got big respect for you as well. And
appreciate you.
Look at that belt.
Here's a custom WWE
Let's go.
Oregon
Looks awesome, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now you two wrestle. Go.
No. I ain't got it.
I'm ready.
Dan Lanning, head coach of Oregon. Thank you so much for joining us live on Big Noon Kickoff from Iowa City.
Man. Appreciate y'all.
8 receiving touchdowns for Omar Cooper Jr. this season. That is 3rd most in the Big Ten. Indiana on the road in Happy Valley later today on Fox. And boy, hard to imagine anyone doing a better coaching job this season than that man, Curt Cignetti. Coming up next, we hear from the Hoosier head coach on location at Penn State. Oh, the belt looks good, Coach. Put it on, Coach. Put it on.
Too high.
Put it on.
Around the waist. There you go. Thanks, Rob.
Between Maryland and Rutgers. Air Force heads to San Jose State, plus Colorado State hosts UNLV. For the Air Force cadets, this week also brings Veterans Day and a reminder of sacrifice far beyond the playing field.
Welcome to the Air Force Academy. Pride, its passion, its intensity. These are why these players come to the service academies.
Veterans Day is a really moving one. I am a veteran. We're definitely a family that realizes how fortunate we are to get to live in the United States of America.
It means everything to me. My dad served, and then my brother is currently serving. I come from a service family. So to me, it means everything.
It's everybody that has served, that is actively serving, that people that have died for this country.
Liberty, what that means for each human being and trying to preserve that and fight for that.
I think we live in the greatest country in the world, and there's no greater honor to serve.
racing towards the end zone. Touchdown, Air Force.
The one message I give to everybody that's currently serving is a heartfelt thanks.
And today's matchup will be the annual military appreciation game here at Iowa. And the Hawkeyes, they're going to look good honoring our men and women. They're going with the all-black uniform look today, and they are 9-0 when they go with that look. Heisman candidate Fernando Mendoza getting set for his first game ever at Beaver Stadium. And he has been a massive part of Indiana's second straight 9-0 start as he goes through early stages of warm-ups. Time now for today's Big Noon Report, sponsored by Modelo, now recruiting full-time fans. Jenny Taft with Coach Signetti in Happy Valley.
Well, Coach, you've complimented Terry Smith's ability to rejuvenate Penn State, but what is the key today for Indiana to stay undefeated?
We got to play our game, play it well. So, line of scrimmage, turnover ratio, explosives, offense, defense, special teams. Got to play really well.
What is the latest in terms of injuries with Aiden Fisher and Elijah Surratt?
Fisher's a go. We'll know more about Surratt after warm-up.
Thanks.
Thanks.
One word to describe Coach Signetti's Hoosiers so far this season. How about this one? Dominant. They are winning by more than 5 touchdowns per game, and they're the only FBS team with a top 3 scoring offense and defense. All that equals a Big Ten best 6-0 mark in conference play. Unbeaten BYU can all but lock up a Big 12 championship game spot if Bear, Bachmeier, and the Cougs take care of business at Texas Tech, and it is going to be a massive one in Tortilla Town, Matty.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. And by the way, I got to be honest, guys, I kind of want to bring Big E back out and have him ref a wrestling match between Herky and the Duck right here with Duck 2 mascot, right? I know Big E will do it. Let's talk about this matchup in the Big 12. BYU going on the road to Texas Tech, Mark. And you think Texas Tech's offense might have an advantage in this one?
This offense is the key to me. You talk about BYU, they're undefeated. They're going into Lubbock, but they have not seen an offense quite like what this Texas Tech Red Raiders present. Barrett Morton, he's undefeated as the quarterback for Texas Tech. The one game they lost, he didn't play. But you talk about an offense that can give it to you how you want it. They can stretch it down the field. They can throw it outside the numbers. They got a double-headed duo at the running back position between Cameron Dickey and Jacoby Williams that could really hurt you. So this offense, I think, will put them ahead, and it'll allow this defense to go ahead and do what they do best, which is rush the passer and turn the football over.
Yeah, it's amazing because you go back to like the Mike Leach era at Texas Tech, and the Red Raiders were always known for offense. But I think the difference this year is their defense. And Jacob Rodriguez might be my favorite player in the entire country. The guy, tackling machine, forces fumbles, returns fumbles, sacks, interceptions, you name it, he can do it. I don't know what Defensive Player of the Year awards he's up for, but if he's not a finalist and doesn't win them, I don't know what the heck we're doing here. A lot of money, a lot of respect for Texas Tech today. That line is up to 11.5. BYU undefeated 8-0, but still not a lot of believers in the Cougars.
I saw Jacob Rodriguez getting some Heisman love, I think, from our boy RG3 last night. So obviously one of the best defensive players. Bear, a big reason why he's playing so well is that front four for Texas Tech, and I got 2 names for you guys: David Bailey and Romello Height. These are 2 of the best defensive ends in the country. Bailey, who leads the country in sacks one-on-one. He is ferocious. He's unblockable. And then, by the way, on the other side, you get Romello Height, one of the best players in the country. That defensive line has been outstanding this year. BYU loves to run the football with Bear Bachmeier, LJ Martin. If they can't run the ball and they get into these obvious passing downs, they're going to have to deal with those 2 guys. This is a big one. You talked about Big 12 early in the season, maybe get 2-3 playoff teams in the playoff. We'll see. Rob, back to you.
Matty, thank you. One of Iowa's most effective playmakers this season has been 5'10" return man Caden, the Jet Legion. Coming up, Urban opens up his playbook to break down the art of the Iowa return. And the Hawkeyes on pace for their 13th consecutive winning season, and they are very much in play for their first ever playoff invite. More BNK from Iowa City coming up.
As excited as you at home. The eyes of the college football world are upon us.
And it's caught. Spectacular catch. Oh my goodness. Look at the kid go. The end zone. Touchdown. Prime time. If you don't like college football, you don't have a pulse. Oh my God. That's a touchdown. This isn't heaven.
This is heaven, I tell you what.
Fox Big Noon Kickoff is sponsored by GMC, we are professional grade, and by Wendy's new chicken tenders. Go back to February live on Fox. The Hawkeyes retired that famous number 22 jersey of the one and only Caitlin Clark. And speaking of hoops, take a look at the Iowa men's team. Preseason All Big Ten guard Bennett Sertz and the Hawkeyes. They dropped Western Illinois last night. They're now at 2-0. Hawkeyes back on the court next Friday night. They host Xavier live on FS1. But it is all about football today. So for more on Week 11, time to digest some Bear Bites. Guys?
Thanks, Rob. Back here in the Bear Den. And Bear, you've got a team that's flying under the radar right now out of the group of 6 that maybe could be a playoff team.
I do, and last night, Memphis' loss, I think, really opened things up for James Madison. If you look at the Dukes, the only game that JMU was lost this year was a 2-touchdown loss at Louisville in a game they led in the second half. JMU's got a tricky game today at Marshall, but if the Dukes win out, they're already the highest power-rated team in the Sagarin rating side. There's a chance that JMU could be that group of 16.
All right, let's head down to Starkville where Dave Portnoy, our Barstool friends, are all right now. Georgia taking on Mississippi State. This has been a good spot for Kirby Smart.
It has. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for Dave and Big Cat and Brandon, but Kirby Smart at Georgia, 26-0 on the road against unranked teams, 22-0 against unranked SEC teams. Now, he hasn't necessarily covered all of them lately, but this is typically a spot that Kirby Smart and the Bulldogs escape. And even though people have them on upset alert, I'd be surprised if they went down and started today.
All right, let's talk about a Big Ten matchup. Earlier this week, Athletic Director Chris McIntosh, he announced that Luke Fickell, the head coach at Wisconsin, will be back for another season. They take on a Washington team that's still trying to bide and make their spot for the playoff.
Now, Brady, I'm not necessarily an athlete here anymore, but if you were a quarterback of a team that had 63 offensive drives, scored 4 touchdowns, would that be a good thing?
It's tough to recruit.
Well, that's what Wisconsin's looking at this year. But however, the way their defense played in Eugene a couple of weeks ago, I think maybe the clearing of the air, the cloudiness of will Luke Fickell be back, will McIntosh be back, I think maybe that opens up the spot today where Wisconsin plays their best game of the year. Washington hasn't been great on the road. This couldn't get a first down in Michigan, really struggled, had to come back and win at Maryland. Wisconsin plus the points today is a game I'm really looking at.
To your point, the dairy raid, not sure that was the best idea there at Wisconsin. They have not been able to win with that. The offense has struggled. Rob, back to you.
All right, guys, he won the Jim Thorpe Award during his All-American Iowa career in the National Football League. He's been named an All-Pros, a D-back, and a kick returner. Hawkeye Nation, welcome back, Desmond King.
Let's go! Let's go, man. Let's go.
Desmond's ready to tackle and return some kicks right now, man. He's happy. Big game here coming up today. What makes Iowa and Kirk Ferentz so unique in the college football landscape?
The tradition that we have here, man. Like, it's a family. Look at this. We out here bright and early. We got about 3 more hours until our game, but we're going to be here. We're going to support the Hawks. And these guys today, they're going to play together. And I'm putting that on everything. They're going to play together today. The tradition here is built on a legacy. It's built on tough. It's built on grit. It's built on family. And that's one thing that we do. We stick together all through the game, all 4 quarters. We're going to make sure we finish
Hey,
this.
Can we get a statue for Kirk Ferentz already? Like, what's the
it's
hold
getting
up?
done.
What are we doing? What are we doing, Iowa? Build that statue.
We got the most winningest Big Ten, coach.
Numbers don't lie,
man. And that's what's so special about Coach Ferentz is because not only that he coaches you in football, but he coaches you in life as well.
Hey, I want to focus on special teams. That's what the playbook's about. There's a culture here at Iowa. They've been as good or as good as anyone in special teams since 2000. They've had league-leading 32 touchdowns. You're a Jim Thorpe Award winner. I've always believed the best players got to play special teams. That doesn't happen anywhere. It happens here. Why?
Because we have athletes.
Athletes.
We have athletes. We have athletes. You come here, one thing about Iowa is that you don't have to be a flashy guy. We're going to develop you to be an NFL superstar at the end of the day. And that's what's special about this university.
And speaking of athletes and outstanding return men, Iowa may have another great one here. Caden Winston. He's already taken 3 kicks to the house this season, 2 punts and 1 kickoff. Whenever I mention the Jet, this place gets going here, and we're going to talk about the Jet right now, and that leads us to this week's edition of Urban's Playbook, special team success. Nothing new in these parts.
Yeah, I want to really focus on the returner. They're different ducks, man. I shouldn't say ducks. Different breed.
We're not going to mention the Ducks, right? We're not going to mention the Ducks.
But Wheaton's one of the best in college football right now with 3 returns. I was very fortunate in Florida to have the SEC's, one of the SEC's best, in Brandon James. And they're different people. You are a great returner.
Absolutely.
They have to have 3 qualities. Number one, they got to be arrogant and confident. And courageous. It's really a tough job back there.
You got to have vision.
You got to have vision. Then you also got to have obviously great ball skills.
Exactly.
But you also have to be the courage that happens. And I want to really focus on something that when the ball is punted, focus on punt return for a minute. When you're a punt returner, I think it's the most courageous play in sports.
Absolutely.
You're sitting there, the ball's punted. As the ball leaves his foot, you take a quick look where everyone's at, then you better focus on that ball. That's a blind shot. Tell us about the punt return, and then I'm going to go to kick return.
Most importantly, as a punt returner, you got to secure the catch, right? You got to secure the catch. One, you got to be, like you said, you got to be brave. And at the end of the day, you got to trust your teammates.
That's right.
Because that's their job, is to protect you back there.
Well, let's talk about kick return. This is the most violent play in college in football. So you're back there, you catch, much different than punt return. You catch the ball. It's the only play, Rob, in college football. You're going 20 miles an hour that way, and they're coming 20 miles out this way. You better trust your guys. Tell us about the skill set and the mindset of a kick returner.
Now, the mindset of a kick returner is all about setting up your blocks. Everything is directional blocking. Everything is schematic, right? But at the end of the day, you got to put your blockers in the best position to make that block. And that's what the returner's job to do.
That's right. All right, let's watch one of the best returners in college football. Iowa's Caden Wiegand here. Take a look. This is a right return. Watch Iowa's guys block so well. I found, Desmond, as the better the returner, the harder they block. This is a right return, red return. He takes it, and then athleticism takes over. But watch the blocking downfield.
That's right there. That right there is the effort that you get out of your teammate.
Now watch the second one. This is just they outkick the coverage. He's got a 20-yard head start.
Willie Mays.
And now it's just, Desmond, this is great athleticism takes over. They outkick the coverage. You don't want to give Caden Wiegand space.
That's why he's the Jet.
All right, now the kick return. This is one of the best kick returns. This is red 3, right 3. They double 3 in. They kick out 1 and 2. That's an offensive play. And that's just well blocked.
And it's all start off with the stem, as you can see at the beginning of the return. He stems inside to get the kickouts an opportunity to block them out of the way.
All right, for Hawkeye Nation now, Rob, we're going to let Thorpe Award winner, Pro Bowler Desmond here. He's going to return a kick for us.
Two-time Pro Bowler. In 2 positions. Punt return and DB.
Put some respect on it, Coach.
Oh, you're going to be right here. Desmond. Rob, you're going to be right here. I need 2 blockers right here. Big E. And here you go, Big E, right over here. Now I need to find a sitting duck or someone that you guys can wipe out.
Him right there.
I got one right here. Come on, right here, duck. Right here. Rob, the soccer player's going to be right here. Now listen up. This is red 3. This is exactly what you saw. He's number 3. Take him out, Herky.
Hold on. Let me set my blocks up real quick. Look. This is what we're going to do. If he runs straight at you, I need you to just kick him out.
Okay.
If he runs inside, y'all block him outside.
Got you.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
You're going to kick him in.
Here's the kick. Coming in.
Go. Come on down.
It's up.
Go. Come on down, Rob. Come on down.
Get in there, Biggie. You know you want a piece of that. Desmond, congratulations. Nice touchdown, baby.
Beautiful.
Well done, man. Awesome work. Hawkeye. Biggie, good blocking there. Good blocking, gents.
Good work, Herc.
What's next on Big Noon?
We got another hour. I'm here with Puddles. And I'm here with Herky with the best fans in America in Iowa City. Let's go Hawks! 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 Let's go!
Is there any other place he'd rather be? Let's go! You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings. Give me my theme music.
Big Noon Kickoff, sponsored by Wendy's new chicken tendies and their powerhouse of sauces. 7 Big Ten teams currently in the mix for a college football playoff spot, including the Iowa Hawkeyes. They say here that Iowa is where great stories begin, and the tale of this Hawkeye season will be impacted dramatically this afternoon as number 20 Iowa gets set to host 9th-ranked Oregon. Welcome to Big Noon Kickoff from Iowa University. We should just do every show from Iowa City, man. That is how good they are here. So glad you're with us this morning. Thanks for spending some of your time with us on BNK. Rob Stone, my man Brady Quinn, Mark Ingram's been everywhere, Matt Leinart, Urban Meyer, the Bear, Chris Felica here with you as well. And we begin talking about playoffs in just a second. First, people, Mark is enjoying himself in Iowa City.
Yeah, he said he didn't
remember. Did I just see you sign a duck?
I signed 2 foreheads over here. Yeah. Right over there. There they go, right there. Look.
We got a forehead right there.
You already know what's going on. Yeah! Let's go!
Yeah, I'll sign about 3-4 more, 6-7 more. You know.
He beat you, Matt. He beat you.
Oh, yeah,
all right, let's start talking playoffs. We're talking playoffs. We're talking playoffs right now. And there are some premier programs with 2 losses in the college football playoff mix. Notre Dame in as of now. Rivals Texas and Oklahoma lurking just below that cut line. Plus, there's a quartet of Big Ten teams, including Iowa, that may yet have a say in how all this shakes out. Overall, 13 ranked teams have multiple losses. And remember, Memphis lost last night. They also have multiple losses. So with that in mind, it's time for a little college football playoff 2-loss survivor pool. Reminder, 8 multi-loss teams made the playoffs last season, so which ones will make the final bracket come December? It's going to be a snake draft. Everyone gets 2 picks. We start with Brady, and this is the easiest pick of the day, right? Matt's rolling his eyes over there.
How do you spell Iowa? N-O-T-R-E-D-A-M-E. I'm going with Notre Dame. It's the highest-ranked team so far. Look, I know they lost a couple games early. This is the team that leads the country in interceptions. They're one of the best pressure rates, too, in the country since those losses. They've improved mightily, and by the way, they got the best player in the country, Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, so me, I'm going to go, everyone forgets group of 6, so I'm going to go USF. Memphis just lost last night. USF is unranked right now, but after they just had the performance they had earlier this week, they'll be ranked, and I'm going to go USF out the group of 6. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go the Washington Huskies. I looked at this, basically who has the easiest path. They have 1 tough game left on their schedule. It's the Oregon Ducks. Oregon have to go to Washington, so they host them. Dan Lanning is 1-3 versus Washington during his coaching tenure. Get the Huskies, Jed Fish and the Huskies sneak into the playoffs.
All right, I'm going to go the Hook'em Horns. Arch Manning is playing his best ball.
You listened to Bear earlier.
Talented roster. I've been picking Texas the last few years, though, so they better come through. They finally got their you-know-what together. They're playing.
I feel like I've been set up here. Take my alma mater with me being sitting there. I'm going to take Miami. I think the fact that they have the recency bias is why Miami is ranked 8 spots behind Notre Dame, who they beat. If Miami wins out and they go 10-2, and Notre Dame is 10-2, you're going to see that gap shrink, and there's going to be a major discussion in that committee room.
We'll see.
Where you've got 10-2, 10-2, head-to-head. With I think the committee's telling you right now they don't think Miami's going to win.
Is someone going to pick Iowa?
Yeah, we're missing somebody. We're missing somebody. Bear, you got a chance to win the fans back.
I am going to take a team that has 4 letters in their name.
Yep.
But it's U-T-A-H.
Cold Bear.
But the committee really respects Utah.
Don't play with my people like that.
I was shocked that they were ranked 13th. They didn't beat BYU. They didn't beat Texas Tech. But they're sitting there 10-2. The committee, I don't think they're going to make it. But the committee has a ton of respect for Utah.
All right, the next one. I'm taking Mark's favorite team, and I think the one locker room in the country that is so arrogant right now. Their coach believes it. Their players believe it. They're going to go to the playoffs. Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Whoa.
Vanderbilt.
How's no one picked Iowa?
Listen, I'm going to stay in the Big Ten, and this team has some of the best fans in the country.
Are you doing it?
Here he goes.
No, I'm not doing it. And I don't necessarily believe what I just said about the fans, but it's okay. I'm going to go with the Michigan Wolverines. Dave Portnoy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The path
they're going to play the Buckeyes.
Coach, they've beaten Ohio State 4 years in a row.
Jeez.
Man,
Number 9, Mark Ingram.
None of them know what they talking about. I'm decked out in my bib.
Yeah, you're not taking that.
This team controls their own destiny.
Yeah.
They got Oregon today. They got USC next.
Yeah.
Hey, no, let me hear it.
Hold on. Can I bring this point up, though? Please do. Why did he pick Iowa first? USF probably still would have been. Why didn't you bring Iowa
He's a showman.
first?
He's a showman.
USF would have still been
Hey, you
there.
know I love the people, and the people love me.
So why did you pick Iowa first?
I can't wait to see. Here, you pick Iowa later. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't in my biz for no reason.
Who's
Last pick, Brady. Last pick.
Who's left? We got I would never pick Southern Cal. So
Right.
hell would freeze over first. So who do we got left? Oklahoma. Oklahoma's ranked 12. That's the best defense in the SEC. And look, even though they struggled offensively with Mateer coming back from the injury, I still think they have to win only 2 of the next 3. So only 2 of the next 3. I think they still get in, given their resume so far. So
Again, all I heard is Mark said I was going to the playoffs. That's all I heard.
You know what's going on. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. I-O-W-A. I-O-W-A.
The Barstool crew on location in Starkville, Mississippi, as we check in with Big Cat and Dave to get their prime picks for Week 11. Guys.
All right, thank you, Rob. Dave, best bet time. We're going to talk Indiana Penn State, though, first. I am a little nervous about this game because I want to take Penn State. I don't know if I can take Penn State. I'm going to go the over instead. I do think Penn State can score, but Indiana, Sig is just jamming it down everyone's throat.
Can they score? I watched. They hung around versus Ohio last week, but the quarterback then is off.
I agree.
He throws dirt balls. He misses wide open guys.
I think they can run the ball a little bit, but again, it's more like, hey, if the over-under is 50, I'm going to take Indiana hoping they score, 35, 40? I mean, Sig is just going to do this to everyone, right? They're the best team in the country right now on resume.
They had that Iowa game. That Iowa game still stands out. Is 20.5?
It's 14.5, and then over-under is 50.
Oh, I thought it was 20.
No, it's 14.5.
Oh, that's not a lot of points. I am going to go Penn State based on that line because I thought it was 20. Penn State is due because they've had such a bad season.
So bad.
One moment. Yes. And maybe it's today. I don't think they win, but they hang around.
Okay, and then your best bet.
So I already gave this out earlier in the week, but I love North Carolina. My guy Belichick, Every season in college football, a team turns it around. You watch them early, they're terrible, they stink, and that's what's ingrained. North Carolina had 2 games they could have won. They fumbled going in, they lost in overtime. Last week, they beat Syracuse by 100. I think they win by 100 again this week. At home, Stanford, who's horrible.
Yeah, they should have won that game against Virginia. All right, my best bet is going to be UConn plus 7.5. Duke is playing a weird non-conference game in the middle of November when they have a conference trying to win. I also like Kentucky plus 3, UCLA minus 1.5, Boston College plus 10.5, West Virginia minus 6.5.
I hate the overall card, so I'm glad you have games. I do like here where we're at, Mississippi State plus 9.5.
Also Alabama minus 10 and Iowa plus 6.5. Back to you, Rob.
Big Cat always so good at sneaking a couple more picks in there. Coach Signetti says that man, Roman Hemby, is, quote, a warrior. That guy gives 100% every day, every play. Hemby in number 2, Indiana at Penn State coming up here on Fox. And still ahead, Tom Rinaldi with the coach of those second-ranked Indiana Hoosiers, Coach Signetti. We highlight the Ducks' newest star quarterback, Dante Moore, and the high-powered Oregon offense. Plus, WWE great former Iowa football player Big E back live on set with us. And it's a blackout game here in Iowa City, the first of 2 straight ranked Big Ten tests for these 20th ranked Hawkeyes. From jumping Iowa City to Happy Valley, the rushing numbers, they haven't been there for Nick Singleton, but he did lead the team in receiving last week against Ohio State. Penn State at number 2, Indiana coming up. And for more on that one, we bring you Precision Preview, sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. We take you live to the floor of Beaver Stadium. Joel Klatt joins us right now. Rain yesterday, looks really nice right now. Coach Signetti, he's noticed an uptick in the run game the last 3 to 4 outings. Clatter, have you seen the same thing?
Yeah, there's no doubt. You know, a lot has been talked about Fernando Mendoza and the Heisman Trophy, and a lot of times you can think of Indiana as maybe just more of a passing attack, but really it starts with the run game, guys. This run game is one of the best in college football. In fact, they're number 2 in the Power 4 run the football at almost 250 yards per game. 5 different times this year, they've run it for over 300, and that's the foundation of this offense with 2 backs that run hard, no wasted movement, and these 2 guys are veteran players that get the football quite often. In fact, there's not many teams in the country that run the football more than Indiana. They run it more than Iowa, more than Utah, more than Michigan. It all starts with that run game, and that's certainly what's going to take place here today, guys.
All right, Clatter, thank you. We'll see you, Gus and Jenny, coming up at the top of the hour. And when in Iowa, we turn to our official BNK Hawkeye brand ambassador, former Iowa player, former WWE champion, Big E, back in the house with us.
Absolutely stacked. Yeah, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Brady. You got some muscles, too. Much respect. But, man, it is so good to be back here in Iowa City.
Yes, sir.
Look, yes. It just felt right. It just felt right. I went with it.
Hey, man, tell us about, man, for those who don't know the journey, man, you was here as a straight baller for the Hawks. Then you went to be a WWE champion. Tell us about that journey, man.
Man, I got super, super lucky. I only played 1 year of high school football. Ended up getting offered. Shout out to the New Day fans in the house. I appreciate you. A smattering. But, man, I was really fortunate, and I got to play for Coach Ferentz. We won the Big Ten my freshman year in 2004. I got to play with some greats, Marshall Yonda, Chad Greenway, Abdul Hodge. So I was really, really fortunate. Unfortunately, I had a bunch of injuries, tore both my ACLs, broke my right patella, tore my left pec all in 2.5 years, and had to take a medical hardship. but fortunately was able to go on and have a great career with WWE, and now I'm a broadcaster. Never thought in a million years I'd be a broadcaster, but there's a lot of kinship here as a broadcaster. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Biggie, Phil Parker, longtime coach and defensive coordinator for Iowa, Phil Parker, recruited you out of high school. What do you remember about that story?
Man, so I was super, super fortunate. So our coach's office was connected to the weight room, and to talk to the coach, you had to go through the weight room. And that day, I was the only one in the weight room, benching 315 for a set of 10 at the age 18. No big deal. No big deal. Light work. And Coach Parker saw that, asked for my tape, and it was all from there. So I think I'm the only player in Iowa history who was offered just off the bench press. I'll take it, though. I'll take it.
Ripping sets of 10 on 315?
Yeah.
At 18.
At 18.
My goodness, man.
That's nothing.
Just built different.
Right.
Talk to me about this matchup today, this Iowa team. They feel like they're built different, too. You've been in the trenches. You've watched this team. How do you see this one playing out?
Man, I'm telling you, the difference really is Kinnick. It's these fans. These fans are going to make a huge difference tonight. As you know, those sidelines are so close. This place is going to be really loud. But we win on offense. We win with our offensive line. We win in the trenches. That's what we do. If you're not going to see us light it up through the air, we're going to run the ball well. Bernowski is healthy now. We have a great run game with Moulton as well. And that offensive line, give them the Joe Moore Award for the best offensive line in the country because they have been road grading all season long.
Yes,
that would be
sir.
the difference is the offensive line.
You know, Rob's a big wrestling fan. I mean, he wouldn't mind being pinned by you at some point. I don't think it's ever happened on the show.
Don't make it weird now.
Hey,
I'm not trying to say it that way.
Hey, I'm the guy here who makes things weird. Take off that coat. Let him dance, baby. Let him dance, baby. Yeah.
You want to see me popping? I'm popping for you, Rob. All you got to do is ask, Rob.
This thing's hard. You say
Biggie, he's the best, everybody.
Now.
Plenty more with Biggie. Make him dance. Dance him
you want to see him
pop.
You want to see him
Dante
pop.
Moore and the Oregon offense. They have been a potent force this season coming up. We're going to break down what makes the Ducks attack so dangerous. First team All-Big Ten linebacker, team captain Aiden Fisher. Couldn't go last week with an ankle injury, running around, trying to get loose, hoping to make his return onto the field today for the Hoosiers. And our Wendy's Fan Zone has brought the energy this week in Iowa City. And nobody brings the energy better than Big E. Dance us to break, Big E.
They're popping. They're popping right here in Iowa City. We gonna pop them right here, baby. Let's go, Hawks. Let's go, Hawks. Let's go, Hawks. Yeah.
To discover. And by Allstate, you're in good hands. The first of just 3 all-time meetings between Oregon and Iowa, all the way back in 1949. Their last meeting, 1989, Oregon head coach Dan Lanning was 3 years old, and the Hawkeyes won that first ever meeting over the Ducks 76 years ago. If they're going to repeat that feat against this guy's squad today, they're going to have to slow down one of the most explosive offenses in the country.
This Ducks team is for real.
These guys are playing as well as anyone in the country. One of the most high-scoring offenses in college football.
It's a lot of fun when you have weapons and weapons that prepare, right? And talent's one thing, but talent that works hard, that's the part that we really want, and we have that here.
If I had money right now I was going to put on a team, it'd be Oregon. This team is special.
Whether it's our running back core, whether it's our receiver core, our tight ends, our offensive line is big and physical. Foot's going to be on the pedal every single play and play a tough physical brand of football.
Touchdown! And the Ducks extend the lead.
Playing our style of ball here at Oregon is just something I'm thankful for. It's a blessing, and I'm glad that the 10 players on the field with me have trust and confidence in me because they don't have trust and confidence in them.
Dante Moore looks like he's going to be the next elite quarterback in our sport.
What separates Dante is his mind, his ability to process. Usually by your second, third year of starting, you feel really comfortable giving the keys to the quarterback, but he's taking it with stride.
He has instincts you can't teach, elite arm, moxie, and brilliance.
One of his strengths is his ability to get us in the right play, to see the big picture, and when he does that, it's hard to stop us.
This dude's the real deal. Heisman Trophy or National Championship when it's all said and done.
Touchdown! Gonna run right, stop and throw. Got him. Wants to go deep. Down the middle. Touchdown, Oregon!
I'm totally blessed to be around the players that I have in this offense, and I think we're just getting better every single week.
I think it starts from Coach Lannon down to Coach Stein. It's just so much that gets put into it, and I feel like they're preparing us the right way.
Dan Lanning has completely rejuvenated Oregon to a national powerhouse.
The selflessness of this team has become a separator. We understand our strengths. We figure out how we can get the ball to the people that are going to be able to make dynamic plays for us, and everybody doing their part.
Our quarterback is an absolute all-star. Our team, man, special, man, special.
That dude is intense, man. Special. Maybe give him a little space sometime after the game is over. Oregon offense, 77 points in their last 2 games. That means the Iowa D has a massive test, especially trying to slow down those talented wideouts.
Yeah, but there's some concern right now, especially if you read those Oregon message boards, of the health of Corey Moore, the wide receiver, the outstanding tight end, Kenyon Sadiq, 2 of their top pass catchers. And they already have their hands full, potentially with the conditions, with the weather. They're supposed to be right in the forecast. Wind as well. And this is an Iowa secondary that's really excelled at limiting the big plays and being able to force quarterbacks into pressure. That's not to mention Oregon could be without their right tackle today as well. So potentially a banged up Oregon offense going up against one of the better Iowa defenses that we've seen, or one of the better defenses in the Big Ten.
Yeah, Iowa's defense is tough, but to me, these Oregon running backs, they have not 1, they have not 2, they have 3. They have a stable of running backs. Noah Whittington, he's second in the nation, 8.5 yards per carry. Jordan Davis, 10 rushing touchdowns. De'Aaron Hill Jr., 10 yards per carry. To me, they need to be patient today. They need to run the football. They need to be content with 2 to 3 yard dirty runs, because that's going to open up this offense and allow Dante Moore and his receivers to be able to capitalize as well.
Yeah, for Iowa to pull off the upset today, it's not going to be their offense. We know that. It's going to be the defense. They're going to have to do what they've done all season long. And you guys talked about it. They force offenses to be methodical and patient. And sometimes that puts a lot of pressure on opposing quarterbacks. We saw what they were able to do to Fernando Mendoza and Indiana's offense earlier in the year. They've given up the fewest plays of 10 yards or more in the Big Ten this year. So they make you have to dink and dunk. That's what's going to come down to Dante Moore, the challenge. A couple of weeks ago against Wisconsin, he threw for 86 passing yards. It was his worst performance a couple of weeks ago. Can Iowa's defense do the same thing today?
Well, hold on, Matt. Let's give Iowa's offense a little love
come on, Coach.
this season.
I mean,
I got this one, Matt.
let's be real. Let's be real here, Coach.
It's a new look. The triple option dates back to the early 1940s. Got to go all the way to Missouri to find its start, and it is alive and well right here in Iowa.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, they hired an offense coordinator named Tim Lester. He was the former head coach at Western Michigan. Now, just go back a little bit. A couple of years, Iowa averaged 16 points per game. They're awful. Here you are 2 years later. They just had their best 3-game stretch in many, many years, averaging 34 points a game. They still have a hard time throwing a ball from here to there, but the run game is very creative. You know why? They run the triple option.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Let's take a look at the triple option here. There's always going to be a read key, a pitch key. The quarterback can give it, like do on the stretch play here. He can pull it on the second one as a touchdown from the 2-yard line, triple option, or mark the third choice. They can flip it out to Weegan, one of the best athletes in the Big Ten. So, yes, Mark, I'm going to say it again. They run the triple option here at Iowa. Yeah, that's going to be a big difference in this game.
And Brady Gronowski reminds you of one of Coach's...
one of your former quarterbacks. Tebow, he's a thicker, strong runner.
Who'd you say?
A little bit of Tebow.
Wow.
Come on, you don't see that in there?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he's running around. He's got the ability. Yeah.
We're talking about a Heisman Trophy winner here, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Speaking of offense, Penn State's offense has run through Katron Allen the last couple games. 49 carries, 221 yards, and 3 touchdowns in Penn State's road losses at Iowa and Ohio State. When we return, we honor our nation's veterans, those that we work with here and those that work for us in ways we'll never know. Good Hands Flair is sponsored by Allstate, celebrating 20 years of the Allstate Good Hands Nets program. Anthony Thompson finished second in the 89 Heisman balloting. That Fernando Mendoza just may top it.
Yeah, obviously the stage is set for Fernando Mendoza for the month of November. He's squarely in the Heisman mix, guys. Also, he has thrown an interception in 4 of his last 5 games. He's going to have to take care of the football today, handle this environment, look for this Indiana offense to kind of get back in track.
Fox is honoring veterans around the country this week, and as part of that, commemoration, we pay a special tribute to the veterans here on our Big Noon Kickoff crew. Valerie Athen, Stan Fisher. Come on, Percy Moore, show us those triceps. Love me some Percy. This Veterans Day, our coach, Urban Meyer, shares a story of service and sacrifice and how Folds of Honor brings hope to the families of America's heroes.
Hey, live, here we go. Who's got my back over here? Ruga, I see two right now, Ruga. Yeah, it's a special ops type fantasy camp. Come get it! Holy cow. To have a Navy SEAL team leader teaching us what to do when they've actually done it in real life. Not many people can say they've done that. Events like this one in Florida support Folds of Honor and the families of those who served. Families like Ginger Gilbert Ravelas, whose husband, Troy, was an Air Force pilot.
I didn't know anything about the military at all. I did not grow up in a military family, so I had a lot of learning on my feet to do, but he showed me the way, and I'm so proud to be a military spouse.
In 2006, Troy deployed to Iraq, a husband, a father, and a fighter pilot, answering the call to serve his country.
We had an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and 2 6-month-olds. And I was confident that he would be home 4.5 months later on schedule. So it was a big shock to 3 months into that deployment to get a knock on my front door on a Monday morning. And it was a knock that changed my life forever.
On November 27, 2006, while heroically defending the lives of civilians and more than 20 Special Operations soldiers, Major Troy Gilbert lost his life in a crash. 6 months later, Ginger and her 5 children received a lifeline when they needed it most.
I had a message from a man named Dan Rooney, and he said, I just started a little foundation and would love for your kids to be some of my first recipients.
Folds of Honor was started in 2007 by Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, and it raises educational scholarships for people that have given the ultimate sacrifice. Since its inception, they've raised over $290 million and awarded 62,000 scholarships.
It was really one of the first times I realized Troy's sacrifice was not taken for granted and didn't go unnoticed.
These families, they get a knock on the door and their husband's never coming home. They're never playing catch with their kids. And I always say, we don't have the freedoms today that we have without these people doing what they're doing.
Hi, I'm Ginger.
Hi, Ginger. Nice to see you. I heard about you.
Well, I heard about you.
After Folds of Honor put all 5 of her kids through college, Ginger now shares her story to inspire others, giving back to the foundation that once gave to her.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. I really think speaking for Folds of Honor and sharing our family's story in order to help other people after me, there was great healing in that. Life's a windy road. I'm sure many of you in this room feel the same way. And there's beauty from ashes and there's pain to purpose. And that's what Folds of Honor has been for me. One of the biggest tragedies when you lose someone you love is for their name to not be spoken, their story to not be told. And it's been a beautiful place where I can share who Troy was and then go help other families. Thank you so much. God bless y'all and God bless America. Thanks.
Military family, as do I, and the story about her husband, Troy, was an F-16 pilot, and he was flying above protecting the special ops, and the story just gives me chills to this day, and they were requesting him for cover, and he was told to wait. He couldn't wait. He went down and provided cover, and Folds of Honor is an incredible foundation. I'm fortunate enough to be on their board, and people like Gigi, who became a friend of mine after watching this. It's a great, we all have an obligation. I think we have an obligation to love our country and to love the men and women who serve. And for the rest of my life, I'm all in, man. These veterans, and God bless America, and God bless the men and women who serve.
My father served. He was a Marine in Vietnam. And so thank you, Ty. Thank you, Dad, for your service. Obviously, happy belated birthday as well. But it allowed me to start a foundation to continue to help out veterans as well. And with Veterans Day coming up, obviously, a big thank you for everyone here at Fox Sports, Big New Kickoff, for everything you do to protect the liberties and freedoms of us, every single day.
And thank you to both of you guys. I'm honored that you're friends. I'm honored what you guys do with your downtime and supporting our military. Our good friend Dave Portnoy as well gives a lot of time and a lot of money as well. So thank you all. Happy Veterans Day, everybody out there as well, to our men and our women who have served us and continue to serve this great country of ours.
USA, USA, USA.
In his first 2 starts, in place of the injured Drew Allard, Grunk has thrown for just 238 yards, been picked 3 times. Last week, Ethan Grunkemeyer saw number 1 Ohio State. Today, doesn't get any easier. It's number 2 Indiana in Happy Valley. And once again, the Fox Sports app is offering you a shot at free money by playing Super 6, sponsored by DraftKings. One of the questions in today's contest is, how many total points will be scored in the Indiana-Penn State game? And you still have time to get your picks in on the app. BYU, Texas Tech, shaping up to be the game of the year in the Big 12. Coming up next, we're going to take a closer look at the Cougars and Red Raiders. And it's a top 20 showdown here in Iowa City as well. It's a must-win for number 20 Iowa if they want to earn an invite to their first college football playoff game. More BNK from Iowa City next. Responsibly, and by Wendy's new chicken tenders, the Hawkeyes have taken down 3 of the last 4 top 8 opponents who have visited Kinnick Stadium. That includes you, Coach.
One of the great scenes in all of college football.
I imagine it's a pretty tough place for opponents to come in, and that's okay with us. And our fans are great football fans. They know the game.
It's special, man. The swarm. We don't do a run. We swarm out together, which is really cool.
It's not heaven. It's Iowa.
And the fans, they're right on top of you. You don't get much space from them, so you're hearing every single thing they're yelling at you, good or bad.
It's one of the best feelings I've experienced in my life. Just having an opportunity to fight for Iowa.
Touchdown, Iowa!
What the fans know. It's just a tremendous opportunity.
It's a great place. I think the people that come to the games are what makes it special, and the name on the stadium's not bad either.
It's nuts. The first time I came out, it was like surreal almost, just seeing how big it is, how into it the fans are. And then you also have the Children's Hospital and the wave as part of our tradition, so that's a really special moment.
The kids in the Children's Hospital started waving, and everybody waves back. And there's so much love.
And the Hawkeye wave has been voted the best tradition in college football. Kinnick Stadium fans will pause after the first quarter to wave to the kids at the nearby Stead Family Children's Hospital. Getting a little warm up here this morning in Iowa City. Omar Cooper Jr. leads the Hoosiers with 46 catches, 669 receiving yards this campaign. And he may be in for a bigger workload today if Elijah Surratt cannot go for the second-ranked Hoosiers. MVP Saturday slate sponsored by Discover. It pays to discover Big Ten playoff hopefuls in action in State College and right here in Iowa City. Got a pair of top 5 teams in action in the SEC plus BYU and Texas Tech meet in a massive Big 12 showdown.
We've got a hot one for you today. A battle of 2 top 10 teams.
It's going to be a big test, and I think it's going to be a great game. It's a tough league. You better be ready to go every single week.
You have to be on your game. Every team in this conference is physical, but BYU's always been that way.
Something special is happening in Provo.
We had the team to be the best in the Big 12, so we're going to be confident.
Watch out. Tech's offense is fireworks.
No, we're not walking on eggshells. We're going to come in guns blazing, and we're going to get after teams, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
The Cougars and Red Raiders, they have been the clear class of the Big 12 all season. Cougar head coach Kalani Sitake told us this week, hey, if they're going to throw tortillas at me at Lubbock, at least give me the fixins to make a burrito. I like that, man. He's always got his eyes on the protein over there. Brady, what are you fixating on for that game?
Well, to me,
he's
it's
a former fullback. That's what he does.
You had to go there, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had to go there. Look, this is one of the better defenses in the Big 12 in BYU. They're going to have their hands full. I mean, Texas Tech is a very balanced attack. That's why they're the number one offense in the Big 12. And it starts really off with Cameron Dickey. Look, he's a physical running back, Mark. And look at this. Just keeps his legs churning, keeps finding a way to get to the end zone. But also, you want to load up the box and stop the run? Well, Darren Morton's going to be able to take his pick. Doesn't matter if it's Caleb Douglas, Reggie Virgil. They've got all sorts of weapons on the outside, and they're going to take those matchups in one-on-one coverage, and they can be able to make those big plays downfield. So, Coach, very tough, balanced attack. On the other side for BYU, though, they got another quarterback you love. We're number 47.
Number 47. We've seen both these teams in person, boys. These are two great-looking teams. But the clutch performances by the Bear, number 47, true freshman Bear Bachmeier. He leads the nation in 3 game-winning drives. Here's the first one. What's his run against Utah?
Looks like Tebow again.
Looks like Tebow. Here we go again. Number 47, Bear Bachmeier, and then a touchdown, 27-27 in the fourth quarter against Iowa State. Throws a game winner. Again, nation leading.
Yeah. He can run.
3 game-winning drives by a true freshman, number 47.
Yeah, J.T. Barrett, Tim Tebow.
Just like Tebow, right?
All those guys. All right, Texas A&M going on the road to Missouri. It's a big one in the SEC. And the story out of Missouri is Bo Prabula is out as the starting quarterback, got injured. Matt Zollers comes in, played pretty well in relief a couple weeks ago against Vanderbilt. I think the key in this one, though, is a heavy dose of Ahmad Hardy, because Texas A&M guys, that pass rush, they lead the country with 4 sacks per game. So Missouri's going to want to try to run the football, control the line of scrimmage. And on the flip side for Marcel Reed and A&M, Heisman campaign starts now. He's got 2 great receivers on the outside going up against the number 1 pass defense in the SEC. So something's got to give there, Mark.
Man, I'm going to stand in the SEC. LSU, Bama. You know I got to talk Bama. Yep. So, man, LSU, they're starting with their interim head coach, Frank Wilson. It's his first game. They're going to be trying to hit the reset button there in Baton Rouge. But the fact of the matter is, they are who they are. They've struggled to keep Garrett Nussmeier upright. They struggled to run the football, so this defense needs to smother them and don't let them breathe. Offensively, they've given up 80 points. This LSU defense has given up 80 points and over 400 yards in the last 2 games. So Ty Simpson, who's playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the country, has all 4 of his receivers healthy. Jared Miller needs to get going. I think this team needs to start fast, early and often, and don't let this LSU team breathe. Because if you let them breathe, you let them hang around, you let them get confidence, that's when you're in for a dogfight. This is a real ride.
You're going Bama.
That sounds like Bama all day.
Hey, I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. And the Hawkeyes. Hey, those are my top 2
Always
schools.
know where you are, Mark. Always know where you are. Time to bring back Dave Portnoy, and he had his eyes on that Northwestern USC game last night, and something in particular caught his eye. Dave?
Okay, here's my rant of the week. I've had a problem with this. I don't know when it started. I hate in college football how they're giving out the same number on multiple teams. So you can have a number, like 3 number 3s. Last night in USC against Northwestern, this problem came to a head. USC, who are dirtbags, they put out the punter. It looked like the punter wearing number 80. It was actually the 3rd string backup quarterback, and he threw a pass. This should be jail. You put out a guy, he looks like the punter. Oh, no, it's a quarterback. Play goes for first down. I don't know when we started doing this. There should be 1 number 1, 1 number 2. Fine, you have over 100 guys, 101, 102, 103. But I don't want to see Arch Manning, number 16 on Texas, in their safety wearing 16. And it leads to this, a fake punt that shouldn't be a fake punt because you have a quarterback pretending to be a punter. What happened? When did this go on? Get rid of the double numbers. It's got to go. It's got to go. Cowbell me up here for that rant. That's my rant. Back to you, Rob.
Well, by the way, that's
dirtbag. What do you have to say about
Well, by the way, that's Dave's worst rant of the year. That's a terrible rant, Dave.
Why are you guys
be careful. Dave Portnoy is the biggest dirtbag of all time. Am I right,
Where did that come from?
Wow. I don't know. Dirtbag.
Dave is, oh, man. Can't defend himself. Well done, Matt. Last week, Kalon Black put up his first 100-yard rushing game for the Hoosiers. Today, tries to get Indiana up to 10-0, kickoff in about 19 minutes from Happy Valley. And When Terry Smith was named interim Penn State head coach, he said, "I bleed blue and white." Coming up, he gets to lead his Nittany Lions out of the tunnel for the first time as their boss.
For Indiana, number 11, Isaiah Thomas.
Let me tell you something about Indiana. Yeah, the hardwood built our name.
Indiana wins the national championship for 1981.
But lately, there's something different in the air.
It's been a long time coming, a long time.
That's the gridiron calling.
Touchdown Hoosiers! And B-Town is bubbling over.
Different game, same hunger, same pride. And these Hoosiers, yeah, they're building something real.
America! They got a football team now, and they can play!
But first, they got to take care of business against the Nittany Lions. Another test to prove they belong.
Touchdown, Indiana! What a catch! Oh!
Because it ain't about living up to the name. It's about redefining it.
Who are these guys? Where'd they come from?
So yeah, we still love our hoops. But it's all about Indiana football now.
Touchdown, Indiana! Wow!
And this, this is just the beginning.
Our thanks to Indiana NBA legend Isaiah Thomas. Delivery to Kickoff, sponsored by Wendy's. Get your Wendy's faves delivered for game day. Over 2,100 passing yards, 25 touchdowns for Heisman hopeful Fernando Mendoza. But now he has to get it done in front of over 100,000 Penn State fans inside Beaver Stadium. That one coming up in about 14 minutes right here on Fox. As we welcome you back to our BNK host this week, the beautiful University of Iowa. Hawkeyes and Ducks later today, the game that will have an impact on next week's playoff rankings, and more football tomorrow. It's a Fox NFL doubleheader. Starts with Giants, Bears, or other action. Then America's Game of the Week, Matthew Stafford and the Rams taking on Christian McCaffrey and the Niners. And our Tom Rinaldi in Santa Clara for that Rams-Niners matchup joins us now live from Levi's Stadium with a closer look at one of the biggest names in all of college football this season. Tom?
And one of the bigger personalities for sure. What a great scene out there in Iowa. Over the last 36 years, Coach Curt Cignetti has had a series of constants in his life: family, victory, and an old, faded teal recliner in which he watches film and comes up with game plans. Over the last 8 stops in his career, despite the protests of his wife, that recliner has followed. It's going to be staying in Bloomington, along with its owner, for a while to come.
You were asked, what will it take to elevate Indiana? Your answer was changing the way people think.
Right.
What do you believe people think now?
I think there's a lot of respect out there, and a lot of people are probably really amazed by our progress in this short amount of time. But we have to earn it. Everything in this game is earned, not given. And I think our guys understand how fleeting fame can be.
But changing the way people think.
Right.
How do you do that?
Well, you got to have the right people in your organization, coaches, and then players. You set an expectation level, a standard. We're very process-oriented. Fortunately, we've had football teams that have not only good talent, but great leadership. That's a big part of it.
Touchdown Hoosiers, and B-Town is bubbling over.
Indiana head coach Curt Cignetti is staying put.
One of the best coaches in all of college football, well-deserved contract extension.
You characterized the conversation with your athletic director, I believe, Coach, as taking how long in terms of your extension?
Well, he walked in on a Wednesday around 2. We meet with players at 2:30. And by the next morning, it was wrapped up, you know, everything dotted and signed.
In this day and age, how would you characterize the speed of that process?
Well, it was probably pretty quick, but I knew what I wanted. I have a special feeling about what we've accomplished here and, you know, what could mean long term. I couldn't see any place I would go and not prefer to be here.
You know, somebody asked me, how do you define success at Indiana? I was like, well, we want to be the best. You don't bring your kids up, I want you to be 4th best. I want you to be 10th best. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
What is a piece of criticism that has stayed with you?
Well, you know, I think we were the feel-good story in college football last season until the playoff rankings came out, and then there was a lot of stuff out there, and we didn't back it up. We didn't play well against Ohio State.
37-15. Curt Cignetti's not going to be happy with that. He was way.
We certainly didn't play well against Notre Dame, and so that stung. But, you know, it's just something you kind of file away, but it's living in you.
Everyone says, Coach, they want success. What's the challenge in sustaining it?
Well, you know, success is a choice. And
what does that mean?
And nothing good in life comes easy. You got to be willing to pay the price. You got to be committed and understand that there are certain things you're going to have to give up. And you got to be disciplined, have consistency.
Here's the staff, finds a hole out of the 5, touchdown!
Long-term success for the staff and for myself is no different than it is for the players. Process-driven, you commit every single day, and you'll see improvement. It's the bottom line.
When we asked Cignetti who his mentors are, the ones who've had the biggest influence on his coaching career, he pointed to his father, who coached at West Virginia and had coached under Bobby Bowden, and to Nick Saban, who hired Curt Cignetti as an assistant and recruiting coordinator when Saban arrived in Tuscaloosa. Rob, among the players that he was involved in recruiting that changed Alabama was a guy that won the Heisman Trophy, who we are fortunate enough to call a good friend, and that's Mark Ingram.
You remember that. You remember that recruiting visit, too, don't you?
Yeah, man. I just know Curt Cignetti, man. He's very process-oriented, as he said. He has a vision for his players. He has a vision for his program. He's confident, and he's a winner. And that's why you're seeing the change that you've seen at Indiana, man. So congratulations to him, man. He deserves all the success he's had.
Let's put things in perspective. Exactly 2 years ago today, Indiana sitting at 3-6, just a few weeks away from firing Tom Allen as their head coach. Here they are, unbeaten, ranked number 2 in the land, and maintaining success with a consistent approach.
Yeah, Curt Cignetti's the CEO, and the more research I've done in the way they coach, they really put a lot of emphasis on their coordinators. Other than players, the most valuable people in your program are your assistant coaches. Mike Shanahan, the offense coordinator, and D coordinator Brian Haynes, they've been together 9 years, Brady. They come from IUP, Elon, James Madison, and now the number 2 ranked team in the land, Indiana. For 2 years now, I've been saying that's as well-coached team as I've seen. You better give credit where credit is due. Players and those 2 coordinators.
You mentioned players, Coach. I think his ability to identify the right players for what he's looking for, none better than Fernando Mendoza, who's playing phenomenal this year. He leads the Big Ten in passing touchdowns. He's second in efficiency in the country. He's a legit Heisman candidate, and he's playing as high of levels as anyone else. Now, today, the challenge, he's going to get a lot of man-to-man defense. He may not have Surratt at wide receiver for them today. We'll have to keep tabs on him, but he has been as good as anyone this season, Matt, in the country.
Yeah, Indiana Hoosiers defense is one of the best defenses in the country. And that's Indiana Hoosiers defense is one of the best. The number 1 red zone defense in the country, number 2 third down defense in the country, a top 5 rushing defense. They've been outstanding. And talk about the players, right? 2-star guys, 3-star guys. James Madison transfers are some of their best players. So shout out to that unit. Their offense gets a lot of love, rightfully so, but that defense has been
Remember,
great.
Todd McShay told us, the draft expert, that this is the most draft picks potential on in history that he can remember.
All right, let's
a lot
welcome,
of great players.
Let's welcome back the Bear. Bear, I got a trivia question for you. How many times in the 28-game series history between Penn State and Indiana have the Hoosiers been favored?
It has to be 0, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Until today.
We have 14.5, 15-point favorite. A lot of tickets. It's one of the highest ticket count plays of the day. Or Indiana laying the points here at Penn State. I'm going to stay away from the side here, and I'm going to limit this down to a first half bet. And I'm going to go under 26.5 in the first half. We saw Penn State's defense last week hang in there for a while with Ohio State. Could kind of be the same deal today, where Penn State defense keeps them in the game in the first half, and then just their inability to score in the second half gives Indiana the win. But under 26.5 first half by play here.
All right, that one coming up next on Fox. Let's bring the conversation back to Iowa City here, right? Iowa and Oregon, two of the most consistent programs in the Big Ten. Only Ohio State has a longer active streak of consecutive winning seasons. This is going to be the first top 25 battle inside Kinnick Stadium since BNK was last year. A 2021 Hawkeye victory over Penn State. Coach, do you see another Iowa ranked win with BNK in town?
I mean, what's a point spread? 6 or 7?
Oh, wow. No coach there now.
No coach.
That sounded so bad. I think it's been a great game. I've been here. This is an awful stadium to come in as an opponent, but I'm going to say Oregon in a walk-off 28-26.
We got nasty weather, whichever team's going to be able to run the football. And it's not Iowa, it's the Oregon Ducks. I like Oregon 24-10 in this one.
I've got Iowa, so I'm picking to cover. I've got Oregon winning 2017.
Man, let me holler at my counsel real quick. You know who I got.
We got you.
We like it now.
We got you.
We like it now football. We like to play defense. I got I-O-W-A. I-O-W-A. I-O-W-A.
Do it, Big E. Do it, Big E. Thank you, Iowa. We're taking it out to Happy Valley. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt with the call.